Hey guys, Chaps here, and well, I've got some bad news for you. I'll just come straight out and say it. Liam, or Octus as you may know him, is leaving the Coalition. Contrary to most videos, this one's actually going to be pretty unscripted other than this intro and a little outro. I've got some notes in front of me, but overall this really deserves an unscripted discussion. For those who don't know, Octus was actually a huge part of Gears, and he was a huge Gears fan before joining the Coalition. And I mean like, really big, he was a huge fan. He actually used to run GearsCon or GCon or whatever you want to call it back on the Epic forums. And let that sink in, we don't just have a community manager that's learned to love Gears, we actually have one that's been with us since the beginning. Some may see him as just a community manager, but personally I see him as a fan, and a fan that had an amazing opportunity to help make changes to the game. Like, I can't emphasize enough how big of a loss this is for us. There's been a ton of discussion about the disconnect between the developers and fans, and even on the community streams, we constantly have things where Dana has no idea what the fans are talking about. Liam's been that key link for us, and it's really going to be missed. So let's face it, Gears 5 hasn't really been off to a great start, and the fans haven't really been thrilled with a lot of the Coalition's decisions. That said, it's been really reassuring and comforting to know that there's a diehard Gears fan in the community-facing roles. Like, don't get me wrong, there's certainly other Gears fans at the studio, but it's really comforting knowing that Liam is in his position. I'm going to paraphrase something that I wrote on Reddit recently, and it was something along the lines of, being Liam has known Gears forever, he actually knows what he's talking about, and he's good enough at the game, and these two aspects combined together give him a ton of credibility to the fans. It makes him more of a middle ground between the fans and the developers. I've had discussions with Liam in the past, and we could have a back and forth about why we each feel certain ways, and basically get into a civilized debate about it. I've never actually talked with Dana before, but I've talked with other community managers, but the impression that I got from the most part is that they're more like a middleman between what I'll call the real developers and the fans. Any feedback you'd have, they would just echo to the team, and then you could get an echoed response back from the team. I don't really get the feeling that with most community managers that I could have an in-depth discussion about certain aspects of the game, and with Liam, you could actually get that. This isn't really meant as a rip on Dana. I mean, he's the director of communications. As far as I know, he's not really supposed to be the frontline person like Liam is. That said, this discussion goes a long way in highlighting why Liam is such an integral and important part of this community. The Coalition currently has a community posting open. Liam mentioned that in his farewell little message. I hope that they find someone, or maybe even two people. I mean, these are big shoes to fill. Whatever the case may be, I seriously hope that they find a Gears fan, or at the very least an avid gamer who can learn to hold their own and play with the community and really become one of us. Again, it's some big shoes to fill, not only because Liam is an awesome person, but because, let's face it, this community really needs that middle ground person right now. It's not too surprising that he's going to be leaving. There's been a community role posted for quite a while, and he's probably ready to move up. The Gears community can be pretty hostile at times, and the main community-facing employees, it must have been pretty exhausting for them. Liam, if you're watching this, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. You've been an amazing addition to the studio and the Gears community, and, well, we'll miss you. Actually, we'll miss you in the community role. I know you're a Gears fan, so you're probably going to keep playing. I also want to say that I know I personally may have seemed hostile at times, but it's because I cared. And I know that you cared as well, and that's part of what helped me feel comfortable in many of my passionate videos or essays. Knowing that the Coalition had a truly passionate gearhead in the community team, it went a long way for me, and I know it went a long way for others, and it's going to be strange not having you there anymore. So, yeah, there it is, guys. I've got Liam's Twitter handle linked below, so go give him a follow if you're not following already, and thanks to everyone who's watched this, and again, Liam, wholeheartedly, thank you for all of the work you've done. You will certainly be missed.